I was pouring orange juice into my daughter's cup when my phone buzzed. It was my dad. That alone was strange. He rarely called me directly, especially not on days like this. We were at my in-laws' house for my wife's birthday. The whole place buzzed with laughter and voices. Kids fought over balloons. Someone was lighting candles. There was cake, noise, music, and that particular warmth that fills a room when people pretend everything's perfect. I answered with a half-smile. "Hey, Dad. What's up?" His voice shot through the noise like a needle. "Where are you right now?" "I'm at my in-laws. Everyone's here." "Why?" He didn't pause. "Take your daughter and get out. Right now. Don't ask questions. Just do it." The coldness of it swept across the back of my neck. My fingers tightened around the cup. "Wait, what? What's going on?" His voice cracked, deeper than I'd ever heard it. "Just trust me. Go. I'll explain later." I didn't hesitate. I didn't grab my wife. I walked straight to my daughter, lifted her into my arms, and muttered something vague about needing air. I walked out the front door like nothing was wrong, climbed into the car, and drove 2 blocks away before I even allowed myself to breathe. My daughter blinked up at me, confused. I was confused, too. I pulled over and called my father back. "What's happening?" Then he told me. My wife's family had never truly accepted me. They didn't say it outright, but it lived in the pauses between conversations, in the tight smiles, in the way her mother once said, "You're not one of those people, are you?" Like I was something to be classified. My dad was a mechanic, worked with his hands, wore boots stained by real work. Her father owned a chain of overpriced furniture stores and liked to be called Sir at family dinners. Still, I loved her. I really did. I still do, in a way that feels both tragic and impossible now. We met in college. She made me feel like I mattered in a way no one else ever had. For a while, that was enough. We had a daughter 2 years into our marriage. Things got harder after that. I was juggling 2 jobs just to stay afloat. Her parents helped out here and there, groceries, a car lease, medical bills, small things that became big strings. They never made me feel like family. I was the plus one that no one wanted in the picture. I bit my tongue for her, for our daughter, but my dad saw everything. He never said much, just watched quietly. Once, when he was helping me change brake pads in the driveway, he said, "Be careful what you let people give you. Some gifts aren't free." 6 months before that phone call, my father-in-law pitched me a business deal, a partnership in a luxury furniture showroom. He provided the capital. I'd manage operations. He talked about opportunity like it was a once-in-a-lifetime miracle he was bestowing. My wife encouraged it. "This is your chance," she said. But something felt off. Too much enthusiasm, too little detail. I had a lawyer friend look over the papers. He called me the next day. "This isn't a partnership," he said. "It makes you liable for everything and gives you control over nothing." I brought it up with my father-in-law. He laughed. "That's standard language. Don't worry, you'll make more than you ever dreamed." I didn't sign. From that moment on, the air changed. Her mother stopped calling. Her father barely looked at me. My wife pulled away in quiet increments. When I brought it up, she called me paranoid, ungrateful, said they were just hurt. I didn't trust them. Then, 3 days before the birthday party, she sat me down with a stack of papers. Her eyes were cold. "My dad says you've been hiding income, that you've been lying about your finances to get out of paying back what we've given you." I stared at her, stunned. "What are you talking about?" She laid down forged bank statements, documents that looked real, filled with fake accounts and fabricated balances. "They're filing legal action," she said. "He thinks this was fraud from the beginning." Fraud. I laughed. I couldn't help it. It was so absurd, so cruel. That laughter was the only sound that made sense. "You think I've been scamming your family for years?" She didn't answer. Her silence was more brutal than yelling. It wasn't doubt. It was belief. Belief in their lies. I didn't go home that night. I went straight to a lawyer. The documents were obviously fake, easy to dismantle in court. But what shook me wasn't the case. It was that someone had gone to these lengths to ruin me. And that my wife didn't even question it. My dad overheard a conversation. At a tea shop, my father-in-law was talking to someone about making sure the loser didn't see a cent. That's why he called. That's why he told me to leave. The birthday party wasn't a celebration. It was an ambush. They were going to serve me legal papers in front of everyone, shame me publicly, ruin me completely. My dad pulled me out just in time. A week later, my wife packed a few bags and took our daughter to her parents' house. She said she needed time to think. For now, I have partial visitation, but a custody battle is coming. Her family filed a defamation suit based on forged evidence. We proved it false, but the damage was done long before the courtroom. My daughter sometimes asks why mommy cries when my name comes up. I don't know what to tell her. I haven't figured out the words. My wife and I still talk. Barely. There's no apology. Not really. Just when she said, maybe I should have asked more questions. But she didn't say it to me. She said it like she was trying to convince herself. Sometimes I lie awake at night and wonder what would have happened if I hadn't answered the phone, if I'd stayed, if they'd handed me that envelope and humiliated me in front of my child, her cousins, everyone. Maybe I would have snapped. Maybe I would have lost everything. Instead, I left with my dignity. But it feels like I lost everything else. My dad calls every night just to check in. He never says, I told you so. He just asks how I'm doing, how I'm holding up. I tell him I'm surviving, because that's what betrayal does. It doesn't slice you open. It unthreads everything slowly, silently. And when it's done, you're just standing in the wreckage of a life you thought you built with love. Now, all I can do is gather the pieces and try not to bleed,